Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you shouted for joy yet? The Lord has risen from the dead and is dwelling in our hearts. And the Lord promised that he would return to take us up one day. We shall shout for joy, for our beloved is faithful. He promised he will come, and he will truly come one day. Therefore, the days on earth are very short, and for this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. Let us shout for joy. Our lives are not waiting to die, but waiting for the Lord to take us. And one day we will caught up together in the clouds to meet the Lord and return to our Father's house. It's such a glorious hope. Let us shout for joy and give thanks. I read Song of Songs in the Bible yesterday. In chapter 4, the beloved promised that he will return one day, until the day breathes and the shadows flee. I will go away to the mountain of myrrh and the hill of frankincense. But he would go to the mountain of myrrh and the hill of frankincense first, for he had to die for us and suffer for us. Yet he is risen for us and ascended to heaven for us. He has to accomplish his love dream, to complete the church, so that we can gather together forever, to be face to face and heart to heart forever. How precious, until the day breathes and the shadows flee. His love urged her beloved to come back early, until the day breathes and the shadows flee were used again. His love longed her beloved return, just like the gazelle or a young steed. But when I read chapter 4, my heart was so touched that because our beloved will come soon, for he is the one who has the fervent heart to come, who wants to see our face. But the Lord has to prepare all the things first. Then he will come to caught us up. The Lord's love dream has to achieve completely, to be achieved perfectly, gloriously, and beautifully. How precious! The Lord has dwelled in our hearts. He has united with us. And on that day there will be no more hindrance physically. The eternity belongs to the Lord and us. We can write the beautiful love stories together with the Lord, to be continued forever and ever. How about we'll sing a hymn together in God's Family Hymnal, the 13th, Song 18, The Love Dream of the Lord. From your deepest love desire, throughout all eternity, you poured out your life, your precious blood to fulfill your love dream and your love longing. Such deepest union between you and me, you apply forever in my heart, a living union of love and life bound up as one. We are one spirit, heart to heart. This your desire, your satisfaction, your joy, and my greatest joy, then treasure my rest. You are my infinite Lord, fully you belong to me. From everlasting, I am your love dream, your ever dearest, your well-matched darling. Desire of all love till eternity, pink petals line our path of love. Endless love river with overflowing blessing and love. How blessed how blessed, most blessed am I. I enter into the boundless riches of Christ. You and I live in this endless love dream. We knew that many people have many dreams on earth, and they are so eager to pay the price for their dreams. They will spend a lot of time in their life on their dreams, in order their dream would be fulfilled one day. What about the Lord's dream? The Lord's dream is we. How much He longs to be united with us in one forever, to be with us together, to enjoy the everlasting streams of love. The Lord has paid a very high price for us, that He laid down His life and His precious blood, in order His love dream to be accomplished. Brothers and sisters, we have gained the most abundant blessings. How would you respond to His love? And what is your dream? Let us sing this hymn again. Let us commit our hearts to Him. For your deepest love desire, throughout all eternity, you poured out your life, your precious blood to fulfill your love dream and your love longing. Such deepest union between you and me, you apply forever in my heart. A living union of love and life bound up as one. We are one spirit, heart to heart. This your desire, your satisfaction, your joy, and my greatest joy, then treasure my rest. You are my infinite Lord, fully you belong to me. From everlasting, I am your love dream, your ever dearest, your well-matched darling. Desire of all love till eternity, pink petals line out path of love. Endless love river with overflowing blessing and love. How blessed, most blessed am I. I enter into the boundless riches of Christ. You and I live in this endless love dream. What I would like to read with you is the fourth sign in the Gospel according to John, and that is the sign of the 5 loaves and 2 fish. I believe you all are very familiar with. This sign has not only recorded in the Gospel according to John, but also recorded in 3 other Gospels. In that case, this is the only sign which has recorded in 4 books of Gospel. So you can see how important is this sign. I encourage you all to read this sign in all the Gospels, for if you read it thoroughly, it gives you a comprehensive picture of this sign. So you're more clear, then you will know this sign is really awesome. For example, there were the greatest number of people who have experienced this sign. Let's think, as it was written in the Gospel according to Matthew, who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. So estimates there were about 10,000 people. I think besides God provide manna for the Israelites, I believe the greatest number of people have experienced this sign. And if you compare the signs that God provided manna to the Israelites, you may realize there is something in common. But I won't say too much now. How about we read the Gospel according to John, chapter 6, verse 1 to 15. And it said, After this, Jesus went away to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias, and a large crowd was following him, because they saw the signs that he was doing on the sick. Jesus went up on the mountain, and there he sat down with his disciples. Now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand. Lifting up his eyes, then, and seeing that a large crowd was coming toward him, Jesus said to Philip, Where are we to buy bread, so that these people may eat? He said this to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 denarii worth of bread would not be enough for each of them to get a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what are they for so many? Jesus said, Have the people sit down. Now there was much grass in the place, so the men sat down, about 5,000 in number. Jesus then took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to those who were seated. So also the fish, as much as they want. And when they had eaten their fill, they told his disciples, Gather up the leftover fragments, that nothing may be lost. So they gathered them up and filled 12 baskets with fragments from the 5 barley loaves left by those who had eaten. When the people saw the sign that he had done, they said, This is indeed the prophet who is to come into the world. Perceiving then that they were about to come and take him by force to make him king, Jesus withdrew again to the mountain by himself. There are 2 areas which my heart was moved, and I'd like to share with you. First of all, in chapter 6, verse 4 mentioned, Now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand. It has especially mentioned the Passover, the time when the Lord died for us. And in verse 11, Jesus then took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to those who were seated. Is there any picture appeared in your mind about this verse? It sounds very familiar, isn't it? How precious! The Lord has established the bread-breaking meeting on the night of the Passover. It was written as Jesus took bread, and after blessing it, broke it, and gave it to the disciples, and the bread is his body. This sign is very different from the other signs which the Lord did, for he would give thanks to God first. He prayed and gave thanks first, and then he broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples, to the crowd. Whereas the other signs, the Lord said a sentence or touched that person, and it's done. But only this one, how amazing that he looked up to heaven and gave thanks. He might give thanks to Abba, whom prepared a body for him, so that he became a man to accomplish the salvation. To break this bread, the Lord knew for sure that it has prefigured he would die on a cross. His body was broken for us. The sign of 5 loaves and 2 fish seemed was talking about the Lord himself. The Lord became the satisfaction for many. He is the bread of life. I really give thanks how he loved to accept the word of Abba. On the other hand, the other point which has touched me was the 5 loaves and 2 fish were given by a poor little boy. He took those things to the Lord, for the 5 barley loaves were especially mentioned. The bread were made by barley. For the Jews, their bread made from wheat or barley. Barley loaves are more rough. The wheat loaves are more fine and more tasty. So the Jews will not offer the barley loaves to God. They will offer the good one to God, which is made by wheat. But here, this poor little boy, he was very brave for what he offered. The 5 barley loaves and 2 fish were only enough for his families to eat. He didn't keep it, but willing to offer to others. He didn't think what he gave were too little or poor, for they were not tasty, but coarse food, so he dared not to share to others. I believe the Lord's heart was satisfied and happy. He took it and didn't look down on it at all. The Lord took the bread and gave thanks. And what was the ending? The 5 barley loaves and 2 fish could feed more than 5,000 people. I believe all the people find it so delicious, very tasty. I also thought in the heart of the Lord Jesus, the most delicious food were the 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. I don't know whether you agree or not, for the Lord appreciated and treasured so much to what this little boy has given. He treasured to the extent that he even collected the leftover. How precious! The 5 loaves and 2 fish really encourage us to give. Even what you can give is negligible, since it is nothing or it doesn't help much at all. But God doesn't see the quantity, but the heart of man. If your heart is willing to love God, to meet His needs, God can make you to become a great blessing that can help many, and it will be very favorable and meaningful, and it's the enjoyment of the Lord as well. There are many areas of 5 loaves and 2 fish are worthy for us to meditate and to share, but I would like to stop here, for I'd like to worship with you. After you have finished reading the Bible, you can respond to the Lord. Oh Lord, I'd like to give thanks. You love to become a man for us forever. You love to walk through the journey of the cross, for we are your joy ahead. You gave thanks to Abba for preparing up the body for you, to come and accomplish your love dream. You are so happy to gain us. You really want us to have life, to be united with you in one spirit. I thank so much that you have given the Lord to us, so that He becomes our bread of life, to satisfy our life, to give life to us. I give thanks to Abba that you gave the Lord to us as our beloved. It is so precious that we have united with the Lord forever, to be in one spirit. O Lord, I give thanks for you treasure our offering to you, though we are tiny and what we have are not much. But may you encourage us through this poor little boy, so that we offer to you bravely. We respond to you bravely. We also respond to the needs of this world. You will surely make use of the tiny one, like we are, to be the great blessing for the world. O Lord, may you help us. I have shared with you these 4 signs. We can see the mighty power of the Lord. He changed the water into wine. It has crossed the boundary of nature. The son of the official was healed without the physical presence of the Lord. The Lord has crossed the boundary of space. And the paralytic for 38 years, the Lord has said only one sentence and he was healed. The Lord has crossed the boundary of time. And here the 5 loaves and 2 fish. The number of people were numerous and the needs were huge. But the power of the Lord has crossed the boundary of numbers. The Lord is really awesome. We shall trust in Him. Surely He will help us to cross all kinds of difficulties. And the most precious, the Lord Himself broke through the impossible. He became a man, and this is the greatest sign, the most precious sign, the sign which stuns the heaven and earth. Brothers and sisters, you can sing the hymn again and worship the Lord.